Yo, what is up, McManus MMA fam? I got a pissed off rant to go on now after this absolute travesty to the heavyweight division. Are we for real? Are we serious? Are we serious? And the audacity of the audience in Abu Dhabi to boo Tom Aspinall. Are we for real? Is this a joke? Are we joking? Do we think that he's faking? We all saw the replay 12 times. Cyril Gahn stuck his entire hand so deep into his eye that he wiggled his fingers around in there. Are we serious? This is what all this hype was leading up to. This is so disappointing. I'm so upset. I'm extremely upset. And just when the fight was getting good, they were both fighting super well. I was excited because it was about to go to the second round. I was really looking forward to this fight. I was so excited, and we just have to be stopped by an eye poke so deep it would make John Jones proud. Speaking of, I bet we're about to see an absolute rant by that freak on Twitter. We're about to see John Jones on Twitter be gassing up, oh, this is the guy who's supposed to fight, oh, yeah, dude, oh, really, this is it, oh, yeah. John, you know damn well you would have done the same thing. You would have fingered his eyes too before you fingered Hasbullah, bro. Come on. Not only is this absolute BS, I am pissed off. This is a classic French movie. I know it was a accidental eye poke, but oh my God, are we for real? I feel horrible for Tom. I feel less bad for Cyril Gahn because he's French. So, I mean, what else can I say? Everybody's going to start discrediting Tom Aspinall and discrediting Cyril Gahn because of the deepest eye poke I've ever seen. Oh my God. Like, this is insane. I can't believe this. At least my parlay is settled and they voided that last leg of the parlay and I was able to get a nice payout. At least we got a nice payout on the parlay. But I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. I am very, very, very disappointed and upset right now. I got to move on to the next fight, the co-main event, Mackenzie Dern versus Virna Jandiroba. It went exactly how I thought it was going to be. Mackenzie Dern just absolutely dominating. Not to count Jandiroba out, but they need to investigate her corner for the absolute delusion that they were telling her in between rounds. You're up 3-0. You're up 3-0. I don't think I gave you a single round, maybe the second round, but there was not a moment where I was like, oh, Jandiroba's winning this fight. Not a single moment where I thought, yeah, Mackenzie Dern's going to lose this fight. She just looked better on the feet. She was comfortable on the ground. Even though that she was getting taken down a bunch, it wasn't a problem for her. She was fine with it. It went exactly how we thought it was going to be. Mackenzie Dern absolutely dominated. Congrats to Mackenzie Dern being the now women's strawweight champion of the world until Zhang Weili either comes back or I don't know. But this, were we really super excited for this fight? No, we were not. We were not. I'm sure the Abu Dhabi crowd was super excited for this one because they got to see women scantily dressed. So moving on to a fight that I actually thought went better than I thought it was going to be, Umar Nurmagomedov versus Mario Batista. Mario Batista, those first two rounds was fighting a good fight. That knee, I thought, knocked Umar out. I thought Umar Nurmagomedov just got knocked out. I was going to lose my mind. That would have shooken up the bantamweight division for a long, long time. But the first round as well, Mario Batista immediately got a nice heel hook on him, on Umar, and Umar just absolutely masterfully maneuvered his way out of it. I do think that Mario did spraying it or something happened where he popped it or something because Umar was limping back to his corner after the second round, I believe. So, but this was an absolute scrap. I was really happy with Mario Batista's performance. I thought he did the best and even better than I thought he would do against Umar Nurmagomedov. I thought Umar was going to absolutely dominate. Getting that knee and knocking Umar down, I thought that was an absolutely incredibly huge moment. I'm sure that's going to age very, very well. But yeah, Umar absolutely just mangled Mario on the ground as we all thought he was. And yeah, besides the knee and that heel hook in the beginning, this was pretty standard fight between a Mario Batista and an Umar Nurmagomedov. It was just a absolute fly around Umar Nurmagomedov grappling masterclass, dare I say. Speaking of masterclass, let's give it up for the judges on this one. I know we should have given this fight to Jailton Almeida. However, I thought if Jailton Almeida wins this fight, I will never, ever say that it was a good win. That would have been one of the most pathetic displays I'd ever seen. He landed like one good jab on Volkov, and for the most part, he would take him down and do nothing with it. He would just hold him there. And Volkov would get out of it most of the time. He would be able to get out of it, and then Jailton Almeida would just take him back to the ground again. Not a single submission attempt. Nothing. Nothing was done. This was a pathetic display from the heavyweight division. I thought Volkov did the best he absolutely could, and I'm honestly not as upset as I should be on that judge's call. I'm not that upset. I think that's sending a message saying we're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take this stupid way of fighting where I just listen. The difference between an Alexander Volkov versus Jailton Almeida and a Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev, when Khamzat would take DDP down, maybe he wouldn't go for a submission attempt, but he would at least strike him. He would at least land some taps to Dricus' face. Here, Almeida's taking Volkov down and doing nothing. Doing absolutely nothing. Am I mad that Volkov won? No, I'm not that mad. I should be mad. I'm not that mad. I'm honestly kind of pleased that that's the way it went. I'm sure Almeida's pissed thinking he won that fight. I thought he won that fight too. But no, sir. The judges, it is a terrible call, but I understand where they're coming from. We're not taking this anymore. Alexander Volkov wins by split decision. I fence sat this one. I thought this was going to be more energetic. This was one of the most boring fights on the entire card. Actually, there's another heavyweight bout that's more boring than this, and we'll talk about it soon. Moving on, Azamat Murzakanov versus Alexander Rakic. This was just I predicted this one down to a T, did I not? I said Azamat's going to outblob Rakic with a Hail Mary strike that's just going to put him down, and that's going to be it. It's going to be TKO or a knockout. You could call this an early stoppage because when Rakic hits the ground, he covers up before Azamat could even get that first strike on. But I understand where the refs are coming from here. This is not a Down syndrome Dan Mergliotti stop here. This is a heavyweight guy. He's just going to pound him on the ground, out blob him. So I understand the early call, the early stoppage, but this went exactly how I thought it was going to go. I feel bad for Rakic. He's on a 4-fight losing streak now, and this is not a good look. I hope he can bounce back, but for now, you're going back to the apex, my friend. Welcome back to the apex. Welcome back, my friend. So, moving to the prelims. Moving to the prelims, let's go down. Holy shit. Squilliam Tentacles lands one of the most perfect head kicks I've ever seen. Just puts Nasrat to... I thought Nasrat actually died. I thought that we just witnessed a murder. Squilliam kicked him so flush that he spun around, landed face first, and was unconscious. And they waited 5 minutes or so, and he was still out cold. I was like, oh my god, Nasrat just died. Nasrat was just killed in the octagon. And I was excited. I thought this was going to be an absolute scrap. And it was looking like they were warming up, and then that's it. We're done. Head kick. Oh my god. Absolutely incredible performance. Squilliam saying that he wants to take a top 15 opponent. Sure. Sure, kid. We'll give you it. You're going to be the co-main on an Apex card, kid. Okay, kid. That's what we're going to do for you, kid. So, congrats, Squilliam, on the absolutely perfect head kick. We will be watching your next fight with very close eyes, my friend. Moving on. Dude, this also went the way I thought it was going to be. Even though I'm sad the Iron Turtle lost. I thought the Iron Turtle fought well that last round. Both these dudes were so gassed, but the Iron Turtle was just more gassed out, I believe. Alaskarov just was able to take him down, keep him there for as long as he could, hold him against the fence. Yeah, it was kind of a boring fight, but there were some good strikes thrown in there. They were at least throwing more strikes than Volkov and Jailton Almeida, so I predicted this one, guys. Another absolutely flawless prediction by me that this was going to be a unanimous decision for Alaskarov. Wow. Guys, it's almost like my parlay almost entirely hit except for Tom Aspinall winning by submission or KO. And we will never see that until a couple months when they go and replace... We're going to have a Shara Bullet version of Tom Aspinall. They're going to have to replace his eyes. He got it. If Tom Aspinall loses an eye to Cyril Gahn, I'm serious. I think that we should cut all of Cyril Gahn's fingers off for the next bout. Yeah, I'm very upset about that still. So, Ikram Alaskarov beats the Iron Turtle, Ju Young Park. It was a good fight. Ju Young Park fought as best as he could, but, you know, Not good enough to take out the dub against Alaskarov. Moving on to Ludovic Klein and Mateusz Rebecki. I predict this one again, guys. I said Ludovic Klein was going to take the dub here, and he did. I knew this one at the last round. So first two rounds, Ludovic Klein was just absolutely sniping Rebecki. He was just sniping him, getting really great counter shots in, able to just follow up everything that Rebecki would throw at him. And then that third round, you see that he like breaks his ankle on the takedown, just destroys his ankle, and I was confused why he wasn't getting up. And he took a nasty elbow, but for the most part, those first two rounds won him that fight. That third round was very very close, but he did break his ankle, so I hope for a quick recovery. Mateusz Rebecki, my fault, my man. You fought well in that last third round, but those first two, you were just getting pieced up too much, too much in those first two rounds. So yeah, I hope that his Ludovic Klein's ankle can recover from that just nasty break on the way down. Speaking of ankles, what did I say? Walter Walker masterclass, bro. One of the quickest fights ever. One of the quickest fights I've ever seen. They said, I hope Walter Walker doesn't get heel hook happy, and then Louis Sutherland, absolute madman. Just gets his legs taken, and Walter Walker just takes the heel hook, spins, and that was that. That was it. Another heel hook on the record books for Walter Walker. I mean, this was as quick as a fight as I thought it was going to be. Again, guys, my masterclass predictions here. Walter Walker prediction. Easy money. Easy money. So, congrats, Walter Walker. We knew this was going to happen. Louis Sutherland, back to the pubs for you, my friend. Speaking of robberies, oh my god, are we serious? Are we serious? How did Nathaniel Wood win this fight? How? How? In what world? Jose Delgado was fighting so well. So well. I thought at the end, Delgado, congrats, bro. That was a good dub. Good dub. The judges give it to Nathaniel Wood? In what world? I don't know if I watched the same fight. Did I watch the same fight? I understand it's kind of close, but I thought that Delgado was just kind of controlling the fight for the most part. Two takedowns? Is that what won him the fight? Is two takedowns won him the fight over the 100 or the 35 more significant strikes and the 40 more strikes? What? What? Jose Delgado won the first round with that spinning elbow. He gets knocked down again after that, but it wasn't one where, when Delgado knocked down Wood with the elbow, I thought, oh my god, the fight might be over. When Delgado got knocked down, I went, oh, dang, he's going to, look, I can't, he got hit hard there. He'll recover. So, I don't know if I was watching the same fight. I feel horrible for Jose Delgado because I think he was in the same boat that I am where he thought that he won that fight. I thought that he won that fight. Those judges should be investigated for, I don't know, being paid off by the Wood family. I don't know what happened there, but I was very upset. I was on the toilet watching this one in the morning, and I yelled very loud. I said, what? How? I yelled that very loud. I don't know how that happened. Nathaniel Wood somehow robbery decision over Jose Delgado. I'm sorry to hear that. That should have been a Jose Delgado win, which would have been a great prediction by me. Would have been a great prediction. Moving on to the most boring fight of the entire night. Hamdi Abdullawa versus Chris Barnett. I knew Chris Barnett was going to lose this fight. Look at this absolute just domination. I mean, he got pantsed during this fight. This was such an embarrassing performance. He got pantsed. His whole ass cheeks were out. And we didn't do anything. This was just an absolute blob fight. Chris Barnett was doing nothing. He would just get taken down, and then he would just stay there. He just couldn't use his strength to get back up. It went exactly how I thought it was going to go. I feel bad for Chris Barnett because I do like Chris Barnett, but that long of a layoff going into this, and this is what happens. Come on, man. Come on. That was embarrassing. Hamdi Abdullawa. Hamdulillah. Wins by unanimous decision. This was just an absolute sleeper. Just I was starting to wake up during this one. I was like, really? This is what we're doing. This is the fight I have to watch right now. I thought that you could at least KO Chris Barnett or submit him or something. You just kind of sat on top of him and pulled his pants down to show his ass to everybody. Not only did you beat him by absolutely embarrassing, unanimous decision, but you also pantsed him and showed his ass to everybody. Nice, dude. Nice. So, moving on. Mitch Raposo versus Amzat Marcos. This was an upset. Mitch Raposo just kind of dominated. I know Azamat got more takedowns, but again, he really wasn't doing much with him. Mitch Raposo was just a lot quicker. He was able to just tag him up a lot more, and I'm not surprised by the decision. I halfway through the fight, I went, unless Azamat submits him or knocks him out, he's gonna lose this fight no matter what, and he did. So that was the first. I mean, not the first. That was the second upset of the night. It was a pretty big upset. So, I don't know what else to say about this one. Then it was a big upset. Congrats, Mitch Raposo, on the W. Moving on to the first fight of the night, Mizuki Inoue versus Jacqueline Amarin. What an upset. Just an absolute... You know what? I'll go out and say it. We should have dropped Jandradoba and given Mizuki the title fight against Mackenzie Dern. That's how good Mizuki's performance was. This was incredible. Incredible. Listen, I was very upset making my predictions because I just bombed my Japanese midterm exam. But I should have stuck with my heart. I knew the Japanese could do it, bro. I knew the Japanese could do it. That's why I'm taking the language, because I know their heart was in it. Mizuki's heart was in it, and she just absolutely bullied Jacqueline Amarim. Just absolutely bullied her. I mean, you could tell by the stats here. It was just an absolute dare I say masterclass? Dare I say masterclass? I will say masterclass. Mizuki just absolutely dominated her. Round 3, Jacqueline was so gassed, and Mizuki still looked strong. So, congrats to Mizuki. So, going through, this was all right. Besides this horrific main event, are we serious? I was getting a little nervous for Tom because he missed the takedown and everything, and he got outstruck a little bit, and he was starting to find his footing a bit more, and then he gets knuckle deeped into his eyes, bro. Oh my God. Such an embarrassment. Cyril Gahn, I understand why you feel bad, but my friend, you did finger his goddamn eye. You fingered his eye. Congrats. To the Abu Dhabi crowd, all of you should go back to hanging your heads low and mumbling to yourself. You should never boo Tom. If we're booing Tom Aspinall, are we for real right now? Everybody in that audience who booed Tom Aspinall, you are a moron. You are a moron. I'm very upset. I hope this gets rebooked for first card of the year. This needs to get rebooked unless Tom loses an eye and he has to, become Shara Bullet. And he just learns to fight with one eye. Which, if that happens, I will be so upset. I will be so upset. So, yes, guys, that's going to do it for today's card recap. We've got 2 absolute nobody fight nights coming up in a row, and then we've got one of the best cards we've seen in a while after that. So I hopefully these absolute nobody fight nights can make up for something here, man. I'm disappointed, I'm sad, I'm upset, as is everybody with a brain. So fuck you, John Jones.